So we do on now the percentage calculation.
Okay.
We do now on percentage calculation. Now,
Okay.
on percentage calculations, majorly is where, for example, you are told that the revenue, how many revenue in a grow at a given percentage.
Uh-huh.
It may be growing probably like 10%, 20%, and probably you want to estimate the revenue for the next 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
You want to predict the revenue for the next 5 years. So this is how we do it. The revenue here. I may have, for example, in 2026, the revenue is 100,000 that way. 2027, and just have that. I predict probably up to 2030. You want to know the revenue, if the growth of that revenue, growth rate, probably you've been told that they are growing at the rate of 10% that way. So you want to determine what will be the revenue in 2030. This is how we compute it. So you begin with these equals. These are, you take the 100,000, you multiply. Multiplication, I said, is a star. By now, the percentage is here. By 1 plus the percentage, sorry. 1 plus this percentage. Now that it will be growing at the same rate, you'll have to now fix the rate. And fixing the rate, you place Fn, F4. Fn, F4. If Fn, F4 is not working,
Mm-hmm.
you can just place F4 only.
Just do that again.
Fn, F4. Just from the keyboard.
Mm-hmm.
I've said you place, that is 1 plus. You place your cursor there, it has to be showing you the cell that you have indicated that growth rate.
Mm-hmm.
Then Fn pamoja na F4. Fn, F4. If Fn, F4 is not working, just place F4 only. That is, you are just fixing it.
Mm-hmm.
Is it worked?
No, it hasn't.
What if you place F4?
I've tried with F4 alone and it hasn't.
It has to be showing you the dollar sign.
Just a minute. So, okay, so you've done 1 plus
You
D4,
place
right?
your cursor on the where the growth rate is.
Uh-huh.
Once you place there on that particular cell,
Mm-hmm.
you place Fn F4
When I've placed it on the particular cell.
on that. You have to make sure that, like for example, mine. This is what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
It is 1 plus.
Mm-hmm.
You place the cursor there. It has to show you this particular cell. That is D4.
Mm-hmm.
Once it shows you, that is when now you can place Fn F4.
Okay, just a minute. Let me try it.
Okay.
When I press my FN F4, it's deleting.
FN, not shift.
Yes.
And what if when you press F4 only?
Even when I do the F4 only, it's not giving me that. It's deleting. Mm.
Should not be doing so. Let me okay. So it is not working in your case. Or else what you can do,
Mhm.
unless you are at the start of this, you can place the dollar sign. Just place shift dollar sign. And
Okay. Give me
then
a minute.
use the dollar sign now.
Okay.
Okay.
Because it had deleted, let me go back.
Hmm?
I'm saying because it had deleted, let me go
Hmm.
back and do.
Okay.
So you've said I select D4, and then where do I put the dollar sign?
At the start, and in the middle.
So I do shift dollar sign.
Mm.
Okay.
You also katikati ya the D and 4,
Okay.
you put the dollar sign. Then place
Mm.
enter.
And I close the bracket.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, it's worked.
Yeah. So then from there, you place your cursor on the far corner here.
Mm.
Then you can autofill. Is it giving you the same thing?
Yes.
Yeah. So if F4 is not working, of which I think it should be working, I'm wondering why.
Mm.
If it's not working, you use the dollar sign.
Mm.
Now, the other thing is generally when you are determining, let's assume, for example, is the amount that you are allocating to different departments
Mhm.
or different counties. Let's say I'm having 100 million,
Mhm.
and the 100 million, I want to distribute it to particular counties like in Nairobi.
Mhm.
Let's say we are distributing this to Nairobi. You are distributing it to Mombasa here. You are distributing the same amount to Kisumu and probably to Nakuru. Nakuru, that way. Yeah, probably we say you are distributing 25%, here 15%. Here you can also have that is 25%, and I can have here 35%. So you want to distribute all this is the same amount to all these counties. So I want to see how you can distribute the same amount using these percentages here. So I'm hoping you're having that data the way it is.
Yes.
So this is how we do it. Will be is equals the 25%. You multiply, sorry, is equals the 25% here. You multiply by. Now that this is a same amount, it will be utilized all through. You have to fix it. So you can put in the dollar signs in between at the beginning and in between the values. You put the dollar sign. You've done so?
Yes.
Then press enter.
So do I need to close the off? There's no bracket.
There is no brackets. So once you do so, you can autofill. You just place your cursor on the far corner here. Then you drag it down.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can even know the total. No total you can place on alt is equals. That is gives us the summation.
Okay.
Alt is equals. Then you place enter. You see, it's giving us the same amount
Yes.
that we've been able to allocate there. So that is how we do the percentage calculation. Okay. Is that okay?
Yes, it's okay.
Now, I want to also do the data validation. Data validation. Now, on data validation, generally is if you don't want to be repeating on typing something that is repeatedly used on a given cells, you validate that particular column or that particular part that the data is being repeated. The only thing that you'll be doing is just picking the numbers. For example, this is how we do it. You can highlight a particular row the way I've done.
The entire row.
Yeah, no, column I mean, not row.
Okay.
The way I've done. Then you will go to data and see this column of data. Then you go to where we have in these data tools. You'll see the data validation.
Just a minute. Okay.
So click on data validation. Then you will come here on where we have in allow any value. You can put like list. Okay. Then you go to where we have in the source. Can put the values. For example, I may talk of the days in a week. So you put Monday, Tuesday, go to Wednesday, and put Thursday, and put Friday, and also have the Saturday, and I can also have the Sunday. That way. Once you do so, you can just say okay. So you've done so?
Yes.
So where you have in the data, you can see if you are typing on that on Monday, you can put it there until you are done. You go to the second day, you write your data there, depending on the days of the week. And this can only apply on the area that you had highlighted. Okay?
Okay.
The area that you had only highlighted is where you can be able to enter all that data. So that is how we do the data validation. And generally, if, is something that is repeatedly used, those are how we do it. You just validate on that particular column, and then you repeatedly use that. See, that is clear?
Yes.
And that is on data validation. And you can as well validate not only the widths, you can also validate words. Like, for example, we may validate north, west, south. So still you just highlight that, you go to data validation. Here you can come to list. So you can have, for example, here you can have north, can have south, can have east, I can have west. Then I will say, okay. So you have definitely validated on that particular area the way you have been able to do. So that is how we do the data validation. Is that clear now?
Yeah, that's clear.
All right. Now there is also other functions.
But just a minute. Just a minute. Does it work for numbers or it's just words?
Majorly, even numbers it can.
Okay.
Yeah, you can even validate the numbers. And that is why in the numbers here, you can put any value or whole numbers. So it will depend on what you've been able to choose here. You can even validate the time. You can even validate text that way.
Okay, all right, that's good.
Now, the other thing is we call it the if statement. There is the if statement. Now, for if statement, we use this when you are trying to confirm whether on a given cell what you have in there is correct or not correct. Majorly, we use if statement when we are doing what we call the reorder levels. You may want to know whether you have enough stock or the stock is in abundance or the stock is good definitely. We use what we call the if statement. So generally it tells us whether the value is true or value when not true. Generally when not true, it is generally what we say false. Like for example here, I have 5 there. I want you to confirm for me if this is 5. It tells me yes. If it is not 5, it will tell me no. This how we say is equals if it checks whether a condition is met and it returns one value if true and another value if it is false. So you just say if the logical text this comma you have the value if true. So if this is equals to 5, you have to put it in quotes. 5. It will have to tell me the logical text. I have not done it. Is equals to 5. It has to tell me yes. Sorry. 5. It should tell me yes. I've done it wrong. Let me use it well. If the if statement there, this is what we are having. So if the if statement is we want to confirm on that particular cell that I've indicated there, whether it is 5, it has to tell me yes. If not, it has to tell me no. So the logical text is that if D2 is equal to 5, comma, it should tell me yes. If not, it should tell me no. So it should yes. If not, should be tell me no. So you have to make sure that yes is in quotes. Then you put another comma. Then you also have no. That way. And I will close my brackets and press enter. So it will tell you the value if true or not true. So if I, for example, change it to 6, it will tell me no. And see, if you put it 5, it will definitely tell you yes. So let me just do practically. We may be talking about a product here. Now, product. I can also have the quantity. I can talk of availability. Availability. If the product is available, can also have the product. Let me just call it the product status. The product status that way. So for the this one I can have, for example, the daily foods. Can also have like the soft drinks. Can also probably have like the fruit foods. Can have the snack food. I'm just having items randomly. Can also have the frozen foods. Frozen foods. Can have breakfast. I can also have the meat. Can have seafood. Seafood. I will just have, for example, I say the quantity here is 25. Here I can talk of 10, 15, can talk of 60, 40, 10, can have 30, I can have 20, I can have, yeah, I think I can also have, yeah, I think this one will be more enough. That is okay. Now, availability, if you want to confirm in your product, for example, you have in meat, you can just come here and say if you use the if statement, so you start if, for example, if this is equals to, when you are using a value for a number, you just place 5. But if it's a word, for example, like meat, you have to put it into quotes the way I'm doing here. So if D5 is equals to meat, should tell me yes. If not, should tell me no. So I'll just no that way. Then I close the brackets. And look at that is telling us no.
Yeah.
If by where we have in meat is telling us yes, right?
Yes. Yes.
So if I change any of these value, probably I call it meat. You'll also see that it is changing. So
Mm.
yeah, that is you can confirm the availability of the product, or you can also confirm in the cases of when doing what we call the reorder levels. Now, in reorder levels, I can have, for example, what we call the conditions here. Let me have a condition. The condition here is if it is less than 20, less than 20 here, I may say they need to restock. If they are less than 20, they need to restock. If it's in between 20 and 50, I can say the stock is good. If it is greater than 50, they have it in abundance, meaning that in this case, when mainly is what we call the stock is above the maximum level. Most of the cases we consider this because of what we call the holding cost, the cost of keeping the inventory in the warehouse. So the conditions here, this is how we do. I want to confirm on these particular conditions here. When now, if it meets all these conditions, it will help us to know when you can place an order. The stock is good, or when you're having the stock in abundance. So this is how we'll do it. So it just says equals if. This is if the logical test. If we are looking at the quantity here, so you just say if B20 is less than, this is less than, here I've said if you are using a number, you can place a number, comma, it should tell us restock. You close the quotes, you put another comma. Now the conditions that we have in here, they are more than 2. So that means in this case, you put the if twice, and then the last one, it will be the one that will be able to put it in abundance. So I will also include if again. You have to place the if, yeah. The logical text again, this is in between. So in between here, we use the less than and equal to, less than, and then you have to use the equal sign. If you use a less than or equal to, it is to 50. That means it's 20 to 50 there. Then it has to tell us the stock is good. Close the quote. If not, if it does not meet the two conditions, definitely it will now be the stock is in abundance. That way. So you have to also close the quotes. And now that we've been able to open two brackets, you will close with the two brackets the way I've been able to do it. Up to that, is it okay?
Yes.
Then press enter. So once you do so, you can automatically autofill. Check on whether they have been able to indicate on the same conditions that you have there.
Yes, it has.
If it's, yeah, and that is how majorly we use the if statement. Now, if statement is majorly used in most cases when you are doing what we call the summations. If, for example, you may want to know the summation of a specific product that you've been able to sell. If you are having several conditions, I will be able to show you on what we call the sum ifs, all those ones. Now, the other thing that we need to talk about is on what we call the summations, the summations. So I will have here the sum total. I can talk of it as let me begin with the sum. Summation. I can just copy this data, only that. Yeah, just copy that. Come and paste it here. You've been able to do so.
Yes.
So for the sum, there are two ways you can get the summation. The fastest one is placing alt is equals, then enter. Sin alt is equals, then what we call the enter, right? Or else you can do it by using the same sum function. So you just say is equals, you just type sum. You can see we have in the sum here, right? Once you do so, you highlight all the area that you want to do the summation, close the brackets, press enter. That is how you can do the summation. Either the alt is equals, or you can use the sum function or sum. Now here, I also want we understand something else we call the sum product. Sum product. Oh, let me just have a small, for example, can have a small, this is the quantity. Let me just have it here. Quantity. And we can have the price here. Let me have that. I have product A, B, C, D. Now I up here I can have 20. I can have 4, 10, can have 3, 30, can have 10, 40. Now this is generally what we mean. Now in some product is when you are getting the total summation of all these items once. For example, you don't have to do one at a time. You will get all of it once. It's what we call in the sum product. Generally, is for example, you are buying different varieties of goods, and you want to know the total ones on all those goods. You use what we call the sum product. This is what I mean. Sum product here will be is equals. Can have it here. You will just type the sum product. If you look at it, it returns the sum of all products of corresponding ranges or array. So you just place that. You place on the first array that we have done, comma, and then the second array that way, and press enter. So that means the total for this is 590 for all of that. The price for all those items is 590. Let me repeat here. Say is equals, I've said the sum product here, the first array, comma, then you'll have the second what? Array, that way. You can confirm, I will multiply to, multiply by what? 20, that way. And then you can autofill. You can just get the alt is equals. You can see it is 590. Is that clear?
That's clear. But the last step you've done, the one that has generated I, please just repeat it.
The one that has generated?
I. Your column I, the one for multiplication, please do it again.
Multiplying, this is how you do. You just say 2 is equals to, you multiply by 20.
Oh.
It's just a multiplication.
Okay.
Then you autofill. Once you do that, alt is equals. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, that is on what we call the sum product. Now, the others, which I'll do them using a question. There is a sum if, the sum ifs. Now, there is working that I will share. I will have first to put all the values well, so that I share the, it's just an Excel, huh? So that it will now come and help us to do this. It will help us in doing the sum if. The sum ifs, it is when you're having very large data. So I'm going to use those large data. We'll even use the same to know how you use the count A, how we use the count if, and and even what we call in the count what ifs. It will as well help us in determining what we call the average. That Excel average if it will also have in average ifs. I will have that data. It will even introduce us to these advanced analytical function, the VLOOKUP. So I will share with that. I will share that in the course of the day. So that on Wednesday we do on that. Generally, we will do on that particular part. That probably by Thursday there we can see if we'll be able to finalize in each and everything. It will also help us in how we create the Vivo table and the other items. So. Yeah, probably by Thursday there, we should have cleared everything.
Okay.
See, that's okay. Let me share the Excel in the course of the day.
Okay.
So that now when we meet on Wednesday, we can do these ones that have been able to highlight.
Okay.
And so we will end at that point for today.
All right.
Yeah, just have a good day.
You too. I request as you share the Excel, please remember to share the video.
All right, I will.
All right. Thank you very much.